Good morning, boys and girls. It is so good to be with you today. I hope that you are starting out with a great week. Just know that we miss you, we love you, we cannot wait to be back in person with you. But until that day comes, I'm excited to be with you in this way. And I'm also really excited about the 7-part series that you and I are going to go through as we continue to talk about Jesus. Jesus is the only one worth talking about right now. Jesus is what gives us life and gives us purpose and meaning and joy. And as we continue to learn about who Jesus is, we are talking about 7 statements that he makes in his word, all in John, the Gospel of John. And as you recall, in our first video, we talked about that Jesus said, "I am the bread of life." Remember that? And the second one was, "I am the light of the world." So now we get to day 3, statement number 3. And I want to read a story first before we go any further in the "I am" statement. And so I know you see my little lamb here. He's so soft and squishy, and he's going to sit right here during our story, okay? So sit back, listen to the story, and then we will talk further about what Jesus says. Okay, if you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes as well. Imagine that you are a sheep. You are a woolly little lamb in a big, big field. All your sheep friends are around you, and you are happily playing and eating and being happy in the green, green grass. You take a big, deep breath, and you can smell all the pretty white and yellow flowers in the field around you. You listen closely, and you can hear a stream not far away where your shepherd leads you to drink. You lay down and feel the warm sun on your back, the soft ground beneath your feet, and you feel a gentle breeze tickle your soft sheep ears. You are one happy lamb. Suddenly, you hear a voice that is like music to your ears. It is the best sound in the world, and it makes your heart go thump, thump, thump in your chest. It's your shepherd. He is calling you back to the sheepfold for the night. You leap up and happily follow your dear shepherd back to the pen. You like your pen. It's a small pen, just the right size for just your flock. There is another bigger pen closer to the city that you sometimes share with other flocks of sheep. But tonight you are staying in this little sheepfold. You look all around at the rock walls and know that you are safe for the night. There is no gate to the sheepfold, no way to lock you safe inside. So after he says goodnight to each and every one of you, the shepherd puts down his staff and spreads out in the opening of the pen where you came through for the night. He becomes the gate. He will sleep there all night and make sure no one will come and hurt his sheep. You look up, and in the sky, the orange sun is just starting to set, making the puffy clouds in the sky turn pink. You give a contented "bah" before laying your head down to sleep. You are safe in your sheepfold with your shepherd as the gate. So, today we are talking about Jesus being the gate of the sheep. So, as we talk about what that means, we're going to be in John 10. So today and tomorrow, we're going to be talking about sheep. And when we think of sheep as being soft and cuddly and cute and all those good things. And we're going to learn a little bit more about sheep as we go along. But in John 10, it says here that the one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens it for him, and the sheep hear his voice. That is a huge part of what we need to know today about Jesus, that he calls us, he knows us. We are his sheep. He is the good shepherd, which we'll talk about tomorrow. But today we're talking about the gate. And so as you can see in this picture here, you can't see it probably very well, but the picture shows that it's a bunch of rocks that kind of come up as a wall. And is not a technical gate, but there's a way for the sheep to go in. And then once they're in, right? And so Jesus is saying that he is the gate, that he will be the one who blocks anyone from going in and anyone from going out. And so he is protecting us. He is protecting his sheep. And so as we go here, in what I talked about earlier is that we hear his voice. Did you know that when shepherds gather their sheep, that like it talked about in that story, that there might be a smaller pen just for that flock with that shepherd, but then at times they would go to a bigger pen where there's other flocks of sheep, where there might be several shepherds. And what is interesting is that when one shepherd calls for his sheep, those sheep are the ones who hear his voice. The other sheep, it doesn't faze them. They don't hear, they don't think about it, because it's not their shepherd. It's not their shepherd's voice. And so that is such a beautiful picture for us. You know, we can't quite know what it was like back then to always be talking about sheep, because we don't talk about sheep that much. We don't have sheep. We might see sheep, you know, at a show or at a zoo, but it's kind of a rare thing, isn't it? And so for this time, this was a very common thing. And so Jesus could use sheep as a way for him to explain that he's the shepherd and we are the sheep. You know, we'll talk about sheep also tomorrow, but a few quick things about sheep is that, you know, they're dumb. You know, I don't really like to say that word a lot, but the truth is they're really kind of dumb. And they would fall off a cliff with some other sheep just to follow the crowd because they don't know any better. And they're smelly, you know, they kind of form in their groups, and they might lay down in the grass, and they have no way to clean themselves because, you know, their wool is so thick. And so they could end up laying around in the dirt and all the things that they've rolled around in until the shepherd cleans them off, right? And so again, that is such a beautiful picture of us and Jesus. You know, Jesus guards us, he protects us. You know, even when we talk about the gate, you know, that the shepherd was guarding the sheep against thieves, against robbers, against mean people. And that's Jesus for you and me as well, that he is guarding us against harm and against evil. And we need him to help clean us up. You know, we don't always make the best decisions, do we? We need Jesus as our good shepherd. But today, I just want to focus on the fact that he lays his life down as the gate. You know, you could picture a pen that there's only one way in and one way out. And the shepherd is laying down, blocking the entrance in and out. And so he is the gate. No one can come to the Father except through Jesus. Remember that verse that we talk about? And so while this is a good picture of sheep and a shepherd and a gate, what he really is saying spiritually is that we cannot get to God except through Jesus. Jesus is the gate. He is the only way in and out, right? Through the Father. And so as we think about sheep, next time you see a sheep, as we read about tomorrow, the Good Shepherd, just thank God for being that for us, you know, that he is always looking out for us, that we can know his voice. When he calls for us, we can know his voice if we will stick close to him, right? If we will be with him and be in his word and continue to pray and talk with him, we will know his voice when he speaks to us. So I just hope that today you will remember that when you see a sheep, and even a cuddly sheep like this, that you can thank God for being the gate and for protecting you during this time and every day that you live. So I hope you have a great day. I can't wait to see you tomorrow for our 4th I am statement. Have a great day. Bye.